It's finally time to unbox the Dell Inspiron 15 7000 for 2019. It was a close call though. It wouldn't have arrived to me until tomorrow, and I'm leaving on a trip to Madrid for a week tomorrow morning, so probably I wouldn't have received it in time. I had to call Dell and make them contact Schenker and tell them that I could pick up the package in the terminal, and then did a trip to the terminal that was quite intense. So my package from Dell was supposed to come tomorrow, but I can't get it tomorrow because I'm leaving on a trip to Madrid. So I'm in this beautiful weather right now, about to go to the terminal. Woo! And I'm being I'm being massacred by cars that drive in the puddles, and yeah, I'm basically swimming in the rain. So let's see if I can get this package. It's a bit of an adventure, but I see it as mindfulness practice. It's gonna work out in the end. I got the package, I got it, and it even almost stopped raining. So now I'm gonna take the bus back to the office, and then we're gonna do a quick unboxing of the computer. The computer arrived in this classic Dell brown box, and it's closed off with a bit of tape that we're gonna have to remove first of all. To the left, we have the power cable, regular Dell power cable. Then we have the power brick, which is relatively large, quite a bit bigger than I would have thought it would be, but it's quite light. So this is the 130 watt power brick, but according to all specifications, it should also be possible to charge the computer via USB-C, and I'm gonna test that out as soon as I have started it up. All right, then we should reach in for the actual computer. There we have it. Put it down there. Some safety information, some quick start guides. Putting that to the side. And that's what's in the box. The computer comes in a plastic packaging. A relatively simple package. But the weight is nice. I just have to say immediately that the weight is pretty much what I thought it would be. I'm gonna use a scale and make sure to find out how much it weighs. But for now, I'll just say that it's not super lightweight, but it's definitely not a heavy computer. Let's open it up. All right, there we have it. So you can see it has pretty thin bezels. It has the touchpad adjusted to the left side. It has the numeric keyboard on the right side. And this is the Nordic keyboard because I'm obviously Swedish. Down here it says Full HD screen, ultralight, gigabyte Wi-Fi, multifunctional USB Type-C. A little bit disturbing that it doesn't say it's Thunderbolt. Dell Cinema, Dell Mobile Connect. We have the webcam up there, two small microphones next to it. So I really like the form factor of the computer. Then we're gonna look on the sides. Here on the right side, we have the micro SD slot and a USB port and a 3.5mm headphone jack. And on the left side, we have Thunderbolt port. It's clearly marked as Thunderbolt, so I hope that that little sign on the front was not correct. And then we have two USB ports, HDMI port, and a power adapter. Then we should just plug this little feller in and see how it looks when it starts up. Let's try and start it up. The power button is up on the right hand side here. Almost like a hard click to that one. It starts booting up. That's a loud fan that started immediately. It's going to be very interesting to see how active the fan noise is going to be while the computer is running. The thing that I'm also very aware about when it comes to Dell computers is that they lack some quality control. I'm going to do a few checkups here in the beginning just to make sure that...
I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
Starting.
A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do. Use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the little microphone icon towards the bottom of your screen.
As I said, one thing that is quite prominent in Dell laptops is that they lack quality control. So you need to double check that there are no dead pixels in the screen, if there's backlight bleed in the screen, and the overall quality of the build. But I have to say that this magnesium alloy chassis that this computer is built on feels really sturdy. The hinge also feels better than my other computers for sure. So my first impression is definitely a positive one. All right, my first typing on the keyboard. It's low travel. It's not as nice as the keyboard on my MSI computer, but most of the time I use an external keyboard regardless, so I'm not that bothered with the keyboard if it's not perfect. I care about the layout of the keyboard, and for me this layout is the correct one, the one I prefer to have, both with numerical keyboard, the large enter key, and the big right shift key. So I almost never use the left shift key. I prefer the right shift key to be a full-sized one. So while this is loading up, there's been some people that has asked about heat and coil whine. So far, I mean, we're not doing anything heavy at all. There's definitely a bit of heat on the top there. You can hear the fans. You can for sure hear a little bit of other stuff going on with the internals. I'm going to come back to that more afterwards. Now we can finally see the screen. And I have to say that this matte Full HD screen looks really good actually. I'm definitely happily surprised about the quality of the screen. I'm gonna straight up bring in a backlight bleed test. But you can hear how the fan starts from not doing anything at all. There seems to be no backlight bleed problems, at least not what I can see in daylight right now. I'm gonna bring up something that is almost white just to see if there's any dead pixels, because when I bought a Dell XPS 15 I had a bunch of dead pixels in my screen. Nothing that I can see at first look. That's also very good to see. The first things that I've been looking at here has been the overall build quality of the computer, which is really good. The keyboard, which is kind of low travel, but still feels pretty good. Numpad feels really good. Touchpad feels really good to touch as well. Chassis, the magnesium alloy, is much nicer than the XPS with the carbon fiber. The power brick was slightly bigger than I thought it would be, but we're also now gonna test if this works to charge with my USB-C power brick. So I'm gonna bring out a 60-watt USB-C power brick and let's see if it works. We are plugging in the USB-C connector. And it tells us the power adapter wattage for your system does not meet the minimum system requirements for normal operation. Attach a supported power adapter with at least 65 watts. That's quite disappointing. The XPS system definitely charges on a 65 watt charger. I even tried it with the Nintendo Switch charger and it charges no problem whatsoever. I guess the good news is that we know that it will charge, just that it needs 65 watts. I just realized this is a 45 watt charger and I don't have anything stronger with me at the moment. So I will come back to this issue and try it with a stronger charger at a later point. Last but not least, I'm just going to check out the display brightness. So there we have the max brightness. And I would say that this is definitely sufficient for my needs. I love the matte style of the screen. I much prefer a little bit less brightness with a matte screen to a brighter screen but with a glossy finish. Let's also have a look at the size and compare the size to some of my larger and smaller computers. Here is a size comparison with my MSI GS73VR, and as you can see, the difference in size is very big. It's actually unbelievable that this is like a 15.6 inch computer and the MSI is a 17.3 inch. My Lenovo Mix, which is similar in size to Microsoft Surface Pro, of course quite a bit smaller, but also that is a 12-inch unit, 3.2 aspect ratio. I really hope you enjoyed this first look of the Dell Inspiron 15 for 2019. I will do a lot more videos on it and especially come back to these issues around the eventual coil whine, around the fan noise, and around general heat while producing video, while gaming, or while doing just moderate work tasks. So stay tuned to my channel and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.